Hello and welcome to New Things Day. May 10th. May 10th, 2017. And this hat is not going anywhere. If you do not like it, if you wanted to go somewhere, I'm sorry. I've fallen deeply and madly in love with this hat, and it will not be going anywhere anytime soon. Barring quicksand or maybe a car accident, a fire perhaps. A large bird of prey taking it. That could be one that would do it. Other than those things, it's not going anywhere. Things today from New Comic Book Day, obviously. Also things from Free Comic Book Day. Although I don't have my free comics because I figure everybody kind of got them. Everybody kind of knows what's out there, so they want to muddy up the waters. I take too long doing everything already anyway. So, New Comic Book Day. Some other things I got for Free Comic Book Day that were like specially for me, like gifts from my boss / my shop. And then we'll do some books, play some of the book game as well. So let's get rolling. New Comic Book Day comics first. First up is America #3. Really excited about this book. I thought the second one was good, not as strong as the first, but I like how it actually was building a little on it, on the story, and not just action. Old Man Logan, #23. I have not liked these past couple issues, so this thing needs to pick up, or it may not exist on my pull. I love these covers. I really do love these covers, but I don't like how they're just bopping around his past. I feel like if you were going to do a story with his past, do his past, but we've seen his past. I get that, but why just keep jumping around? And if you were going to just jump around, why do you need 4 issues to do it? It's strange to me. Uncanny Avengers #23, The Return of Wonder Man, which I couldn't be happier about. Although, what does this mean for Rogue? I'm interested to see what this means for her. This is a very solid book. I have to admit, I never really hyped to read it. I'm never really ready to go with it, but I do think this book is really solid, and I enjoy it every time I read it. The Avengers #7. And it looks like Infamous Iron Man, we're finally getting the run-in that we were expecting. Infamous Iron Man is now going to be dealing with the Avengers. In what way, we don't know until I read this, I guess. Marvel did it again. They got me again. This is Deadpool #30, and it was also $10. I want to go through and see how many $10, $8 books that Deadpool has had in its past 2 volumes, maybe 3 volumes, because it is a lot. And they got me again with this one. And I almost didn't do it. I almost didn't pull the trigger, but it would be a hole in my corner's all busted up. I'm going to have to replace that. But I almost didn't do it. It would leave a hole in my collection. And also, every time I've had a big issue like this, although it's daunting and although I never really want to read it, I always do enjoy it. And they are good stories. $10 stories. I'm not going to say anything on that, but I don't know. I'm hoping for the best. Now on to DC. Supergirl #9. Batgirl crossover here. I hope this picks up also. This is one of those books that, because it jumped to $3.99, the bar jumped with it. I need more out of this book to justify me buying it, or I'll find another book, I guess, to buy at that price. Superwoman #10. And this is the last chance for this one. Although I did enjoy the last issue, so I think this one is a little closer to the bar, but it still needs to wow me. These $3.99 books, it's tough. It's tough for me to justify all of this. Detective Comics #956. I feel like I just read 955, so this seems to be very quick. Wonder Woman 22. Man, that's an awesome cover. I really, really enjoy that cover. And I love the storyline that's going on involved with that cover. Action Comics 979, and look how badass the Eradicator looks. What a animal. I love this cover. And I'm excited to see what the Eradicator does. I've always loved the Eradicator's costume. I've always loved his sunglasses. So I'm excited for that. New Superman 11. Solid book. And this is one that with the jump to $3.99 doesn't affect me with this one, because I really do enjoy this book. And it was like that with Superwoman, but then after Lex's sister got defeated, the storyline kind of faded for me a bit. Shade the Changing Girl #8. Gorgeous, gorgeous cover there. Another very, very good book. Rock Candy Mountain, number 2. And I really enjoyed number 1. It was something different that I don't really read. It was something fun. And I'm excited to see where it goes. I'm glad I took the chance on that. I usually don't take chances on books like that, and I'm glad I did. As of now, I'm glad I did. Regression, number 1. This cover is pretty awesome, and I'm excited to see how this book is. Just flipping through it, I like the look of it. So we'll see moving forward how Regression is. I'm hoping for the best. And then the book I'm most excited about this week to read, Godshaper, number 2. I hope if you didn't pick up Godshaper and you want to read something interesting, you want to read something different, you want to read something out there but extravagant yet also kind of close to home, pick up Godshaper 1 and then do yourself a favor, pick up Godshaper 2. I haven't read this yet, but I'm expecting really good things about from Cy Spurrier. Back issue of the week. I guess I got a bunch more from Free Comic Book Day, but the actual back issue of the week is The Mighty Isis, number 4. That's a very nice cover. And it's a DC TV comic, I guess. Yep, a DC TV comic. And then I said I was going to start trying to pick these up, and then I saw this one and I couldn't pass it up. This is the Marvel graphic novel Conan the Barbarian, Conan the Reaver. And I'm working on getting all these Marvel graphic novels because I like the format. I like how big they are. And they look very, very nice on a shelf next to each other. Okay, now Free Comic Book Day things. The first thing I got was, I don't know if it's all of them, but I got a good many of the Death of Archie variants, which was Life with Archie number 37. I think 36 had to do with it as well. I don't really remember exactly what issue he died. I wasn't reading Archie at the time, but now I'm retroactively going back and I'm so in love with Archie that I had to get these. These are actually all sitting out, all the covers, and they were given to me in one group, one handful. First, this is Life with Archie, issue 36. Oh, I hope this glare isn't too bad. And then Life with Archie 36, another variant. And this, wow, this cover is, I think it's the Adam Hughes cover, and it is just heartbreaking. That cover gets me. That is a rough, rough cover to look at. As a lot of these are, to be honest with you. And then these are all the Life with Archie 37 variants I have. This is Life with Archie 37, and that's a pretty heart-wrenching cover as well. Both standing by the tree with their initials and Archie's carved into it. Obviously, Life with Archie 37, again, kind of a scrapbook of all his things. This one where Betty and Veronica are sitting on a bench crying together, and the Thinker's there beside him, and the Thinker is actually crying. Some of these are hard to look at. This cover is great, although Archie does look like a mass murderer. Alex Ross cover. And then lastly, this is the one that hurts me the most, and it destroys me. Life with Archie, number 37. Jughead eating a burger on his grave is one of the saddest things I've ever seen in my entire life. And I would be happy. I would have been happy going to my own grave, not seeing this. But wow, is that... Wow. Wow. And then somebody actually chose Free Comic Book Day to come in and sell a piece of their collection. They just brought a box in, and my shop bought some collections. So whenever collections are bought, if they come with coverless books, I get them for reader copies. So here's what I got. This is Silver Surfer, Volume 1, number 15. I guess it's just going to be me showing off like splash pages, because that's all there is. There's no covers. Let me pick up these Archies. I don't know where to put them, though. I guess back here. Next is Silver Surfer Volume 1, number 16. Silver Surfer Volume 1, number 12. This is Marvel Feature, number 3. Amazing Spider-Man number 89. Doctor Strange number 179. Captain America number 127. Iron Man number 12. Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. number 10. Iron Man. Oh, I think this is Annual 1. I think this is Iron Man Annual 1. Thor, Mighty Thor number 180. Flash, Volume 24, number 221. Whatever the shit that means. April, May 1973. So damn confusing. X-Men number 41. And then Mighty Thor number 197. Those were all the coverless books that entered my collection. Also, if anybody still is watching and made it this far, although that's a nice little nugget, I'm going to look at a collection on Tuesday, I believe. The guy said mostly Bronze Age stuff. He said a lot of 35-cent books. So if you have any ideas or anything shoots to mind about like Bronze Age keys that I need to be on the lookout for, or just important books, 35-cent books, 35-cent cover price books, please let me know, because I'm going Tuesday and I'd like to have as much information in my head at the time. I'm going to try to brush up a little bit myself, but it's kind of a, in and out thing. So let me know. Book game. After I get a drink. Not the book game yet. I did go see Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 and got this sweet looking tub. That's all I'm saying about that. I enjoyed the movie. I did enjoy the movie. If you want my nope, I yelled a lot about it on the podcast. The link to the podcast will be in the description if that's something that interests you, video as well as audio. But I realized this week's episode of the podcast is very video based. I did a bit for maybe 5 minutes where I took my sweater on and off, and I realized that there was no sound during it, and nobody was kind of saying what was happening, so that is probably not good for the audio listener. May need to readjust my comedic stylings. The book game, we'll do a few books here. Vic Hadfield's Diary, From Moscow to the Playoffs, by Vic Hadfield with Tim Moriarty. Library bound, laminated. I love it. Cover price $5.95. 1978. 1978 for Vic Hadfield's Diary. 1974. 1974. Next up is Burning, novel by Diane Johnson. And it looks like an earlier book. It's library bound, but look at the pot leaf on the cover. I feel like pot leaf on the cover of a novel, unless I'm misjudging the time I think this is from, is not that common. So I'm going to guess 60s. It's 1962. I guess it would be a little more common in the 60s. I think I was thinking of something differently. But Burning, a novel by Diane Johnson, cover price of $6.95. I kind of want to go 74 because that's what the other one was. But I'm going later 60s. 67. 67 on Burning by Diane Johnson. 1971. 71. Okay, that We Leave doesn't impress me much anymore. It doesn't impress me much. George W. Harper's double-day science fiction, Gypsy Earth. And it is library bound. The spine is fairly warped, if you can see. This is how it is. This is how it should be. Is, should be, is, should be, is, should be, is, should be, is, should be. Cover price $10.95. Seems pretty expensive because I feel like this is from 1975. I feel like $10.95 and 75 is pretty expensive. And this is from, it's probably the 80s. Yep, there it is, 1982. 82 for Gypsy Earth. Ooh, I love this cover. What a gorgeous cover. This is Silver Hill, a novel of suspense by the author of Columbella, Phyllis A. Whitney. That's a gorgeous cover. Gorgeous, gorgeous cover on that thing. I might read this next, just based on the cover alone. You shouldn't judge a book by its cover, and I'm not. I'm not judging it. I just might read it. Next. Cover price on this thing, none. Book club edition. For Silver Hill, I'm going 19. Let's stick right in that wheelhouse. 72. We've had a bunch of 72s. Ooh, deckle edge. Nice deckle edge on this thing. 72. And we have 1967 on Silver Hill. God damn, that's a good fucking cover. Wow. And there she is, Phyllis A. Whitney herself. Next up, oh, this piece of shit. I would have never bought this book. And I probably will never read it, to be honest with you. I forgot I even grabbed this. This was saved a long time ago, and Bill Cosby's Fatherhood. Cover price $14.95. I don't know. I don't even want to guess. I'm upset that I saw this. 1977, I'm going to guess. 86. Great. Next up is Lost in the Stars. I don't know if you can see that or not. By Anderson. I don't know who Anderson is. Maxwell Anderson, Lost in the Stars. The dramatization of Alan Patton's novel, Cry the Beloved Country. It's an Anderson House book. There's no cover price. I don't know if this thing was really old because there's no dust jacket, or if it is really old. I don't think it's as old as it looks. So I'm going to say 67. I'm going to stick around that 67 area. And I was wrong. 1950. This is 1950. First printing, 1950. Two left. James Sherburne's Death's Pale Horse, a novel of murder in Saratoga. Library bound. A cover price of $8.95. So I'm going to have to say that it is 1972. 72 on Death's Pale Horse. And it's 1980. Of course it is. Of course it's 1980. Okay. Last and least. No, that Cosby book was least. Newt Gingrich's 1945. Newt Gingrich and William R. Forstchen. I think it was just funny that I found this book in that pile of book. Well, in that warehouse of books that I saved. Cover price on this thing. This thing's filthy. $24. Cover price on Gingrich's 1945. I don't know. 1985? Well, 10 years. 1995. 1995 is when 1945 came out. Thanks, Newt! I was going to just grab something out of this box just because they're like kind of collectible books, but we'll leave that for later. But that's it. That's everything. Thank you for watching. Everything will be in the description box. The podcast, my Twitter. Follow me on Snapchat. The same at Breakdown Brand. Well, I don't know if it's at on Snapchat, but Breakdown Brand on Snapchat. Everything's Breakdown Brand. The podcast, the link will be there. The gaming channel, the Sticks gaming channel that we do. We're trying to get like a weird video game wrestling promotion going. Check all that out. And let me know about Bronze Age keys. Bronze Age keys, specifically 35-cent book keys, because that's what he seemed very, very... I lost the word. He felt the need to tell me that, well, he felt the need to say they were 35-cent books repeatedly. So let me know. 35-cent keys, Bronze Age keys, Thank you for watching. Love yourselves. Love each other. And as always, read Archie.